Chester Kaufman,
Here.
Murray Moore,
Here.
William Moore.
Here.
I need a motion to adopt the agenda.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do you have any public comments, Taylor?
Yes.
Can I see those? Dennis Welch?
Good evening.
Good
First and foremost, I'd like to recognize our 3 new council members who take office in January. Ashley, Joshua, and John Paul.
Uh-huh.
I'd like to recognize they're all in attendance.
Right.
I'm running for police chief. And talking to different people around town and around the parish and the state. First thing I'm going to do is restore our nighttime patrols at a cost of $0 to the town. That is the number one thing I'm hearing from everyone in town is, I want our nighttime patrol back. You know, people talk about, they bought guns, and, they've never armed themselves before because there's nobody out at night. And they go, I don't know when Caddo's gonna get it. So, I'm also gonna start, this is new, meet the chief meetings. Once a month, once every 2 months, whatever, at the community center. I'll invite, a council member or the mayor, to attend with me. It's very informal. It's just for people to come and say hi and tell me, what your concerns are, what you like, what you don't like. And the same thing with the council member or the mayor. I want to get our neighborhood watch program going again and do some community outreach to get people, acclimated to, what's going on with their neighbors. I want to work with the elderly and our shut-ins that would like to be checked on periodically, either, show up to their house or give them a phone call. Either myself or the clerk will take care of that. Or the officer that's on duty during the week. I'm going to sponsor field trips for the school to the Caddo Sheriff's Office Safety Town. I've talked to them. They would love to have those kids out there. That's something that hasn't been done. I'm going to pay for it out of my own pocket. I don't care. It's our children at the school mean everything. Also working, I've talked to Lowe's, Home Depot, and Walmart, and to get them to donate smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors for the residents of the town. I'm gonna get a list of who wants it, working with Fire District 7. We're gonna go install it. And that's never been done before. Also, one of the other things kind of surprised me, I forgot about it for a long time, is people want lights over in the school zone. They want to know they're coming into a school zone. They're getting stopped, written. I didn't even see the sign. Why ain't there a flashing light? So I've had several people ask me about that. Is there a way to get it? I talked to DOT. Sure. Nobody's asked for it. So we're going to try and get all that going, and anything else that anybody has that they want to discuss with me, feel free to get a hold of me and talk about it. That's it.
Thank you, Dennis. Just a note from the mayor, half of that stuff you can do as a citizen.
Yep.
Just,
Some of it you can.
I agree. Thank you, though. Brian Lindsay.
All right, so as most of y'all know, my name is Brian Lindsay. I'm a 4th generation resident of Mooringsport. Great grandparents, parents, and myself. I'm not currently a resident of Mooringsport, but I've been 25 years of my life. You can say I'm a child of Mooringsport. Some of y'all know my entire life. The biggest concern I have at the moment is the public records law. So the public records law, starting with Article 12, Section 3 of the Louisiana Constitution, it is the duty of the citizens to inspect their government. It is a protected right by the state constitution. That right is laid out by Title 44, Section 1 through 37 of Louisiana Revised Statute, broken down how to do so. A couple of concerns. Number one is there is no publicly available information as to who the custodian of the record is. CB Forgotten Act says you have to notify the public who your your person of record. Who do you go to request those items? It must be publicly available on the internet per Title 44. There are parts of Title 44 that lay out timelines, and while I understand there are things going on that may slow things down, it still has to be done within the law. So my main concern is in attempting to get public records, there have been road bumps, there have been speed blocks. I have no problem paying for the records if there's a cost associated with it, that's not an issue. But it is our duty as citizens to request those records and to inspect them, and if necessary, to publish them for the public to see. So that's all I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Ashley, or, Council Wade.
Thank you. I was asked to put in a bid for the skirting on this building through my company. I have an LLC. And I called the ethics board and they said that there was no problem with that if we installed before the election date in November.
Right.
So I just wanted to make sure that there was that we were going to be able to be approved and install and get paid before that November date for that. And just to make sure that there was no ordinance specific to Mooringsport that would prevent me from doing the work.
What are you trying to do?
Skirting on this building, install skirting on the building. So I just wanted to make sure I was okay to do the work since.
I think you are okay to do the work per the ethics. That's not a problem. The problem in that lies that we don't control that money. The state of Louisiana does. And we send in pay requests, and they generally give them out within 30 days, but have we received one of those yet?
I'm struggling hard right now.
And how long has it been since we sent one in?
It's been well over 30 days.
So, and this guy had got a nickel.
Okay, so maybe it would be wise to not put in the bid then,
I'm not
just to
gonna say
protect
that.
myself.
No, well, I'm not gonna say that, but you got 6 months.
Okay.
The state has moved slower this year than ever before.
Okay.
Why would they say election November? Because didn't you automatically get elected? Because there's just 3 of y'all that qualifies, correct?
Right.
Yes, sir. So when would that be? In January then?
Well, your term starts in January, so
Okay.
you might want to ask them, hey, I'm automatically a city council person, but my term doesn't start until January.
Okay.
My personal thought would be it wouldn't affect you until January, but you need to watch out.
Okay.
But you might want to call them and talk to them.
Yes, sir.
And didn't you tell me you were gonna vote for yourself and win by a landslide?
Yes, sir. I did.
Congratulations.
Check that off.
Back to business. And thank you, constituents, for speaking. That's all good stuff. I need a motion for approval of minutes from July 14th, 2022 council meeting.
Make said motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor? I need a motion to approve the monthly financial report from July 22nd.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I only have a couple things to talk about, and I really wanted to talk about, we have a system in our office to where we allow people to come in and pay water bills, electric bills, etc. From that, we receive $12 to $14 a month. Oil City doesn't do it. They used to do it, they quit doing it. Vivian used to do it, they quit doing it. And the reason being is because it takes really a full-time person to stand at the window, collect your payments, and in our case, we don't have that person, so we have a clerk and a police clerk, and we have a water clerk that's been down for 3 weeks that hadn't been here. So it takes a lot of time, and I wanted to talk to council about it, get their opinion of it. Most everyone pays their bills online in 2022. A lot of people do. It is a very nice, what am I trying to think of? It's nice to be
Gesture
able
of courtesy or something.
Yeah,
courtesy
it's convenience.
to offer that. But when I say it's a courtesy, we get everybody from Vivian that don't know how to use a computer, everybody from Oil City, Halston, Herndon, Belcher, all the surrounding areas come here. It's not just our villagers. And I wanted to do away with it 3 or 4 years ago. And, I think Tabitha at that time had, I don't know who was with her, but they said, no, it ain't too bad. And, but right now it's really hectic on us. Especially that hinders us getting public records. That hinders us getting, our day-to-day grant writing done. It takes time away from everything we do. And with us being a limited staff within our office, it would free up so much more time to do civil stuff for our community. And it isn't something we have to vote on, but I would like the council's input on it, about how you feel about it, or don't feel about it. I mean, if you don't care, I want to do away with it. And if you do care, I want to know, with what I just said, what benefit does it for us at a maximum pay per month of $14, when we really have to put a woman at the window, I would say up to 12, 15 hours a week. Half the time they're here, they're at that window, collecting payments.
I didn't realize we didn't get $14 a month.
Well, that's why I wanted to do away with it when I first come into office. When I found out we didn't get paid to take people's payments per transaction, and it just paid us $12 to $14 a month. And the girl said, we really don't mind, but now we have a new clerk that says if I wasn't at the window, I could have got Mr. Welch's, we had a large paper request this past week. And she said, I could have worked on that, but I'm spending half the time. Miss Gary's been out. Ann Gary's our new water clerk, and it just takes a lot of time.
Who set that fee of $14?
The utility companies give us that.
And there's no budget.
There's no budget. We've talked to them, I've told them, you know, why can't y'all pay us more? Y'all get your money every month. Y'all are the richest people in the state, and you can't pay us.
It's not per order, it's,
No,
when you
it's-
get a flat fee of $14
That's
a month.
it. No, it's
No,
12.
it's like a
or 14.
percentage, isn't it?
I
It
I think it's a
ranges,
percentage, but the highest that I remember is like $17.
yeah.
So it's a swept company.
It's
Swept
not
co.
Swepco, Arcla Gas, water companies, and
New
AT&T.
AT&T. I mean, we get
And then you have to do a 2-hour, you have to do
I
a
agree.
2-hour
That's
training
why I
a
wanted to do
year.
away with it when I first come in office, but the girls at that time,
Something, I just remember back when you thought about, it, something happened with some deposits and stuff from the month, it had messed up.
right, and
Yeah.
see, this is what happens too. If we take a large amount of bill money in, we have a certain amount of money deposited, do we not?
That account does not have any extra money in it.
Yeah, no
It's
extra money.
$30. So every day that
That's
we
what
take.
caught my
the-
attention originally. The bank called me and red flagged us, and we had an outstanding balance because we didn't have the money in that account to cover the bills
They
that had been
immediately,
paid.
they take it out the next morning,
Yeah,
the next
and
morning.
If we don't make
You have to
deposits
make it
every day.
single day.
Well, they called me one time, and the only problem was they had deposited in Oil City, but they was looking for it in Blanchard,
Okay,
and that caused a little wrinkle in their sheets. But as far as I'm concerned, what about our citizens here? Will they continue to pay their water bill here?
Yes.
The water
The water
bill,
bill
yes,
is water.
he's talking about AT&T,
Okay,
New West,
okay.
that kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Just so they can.
Water bill is strictly through us,
Our
that's our
citizens-
software.
Our citizens won't be impaired. I mean, they'll have to mail their SWEPCO bill off now.
Yeah.
Or
You can
go
also go to
Blanchard and
Walmart,
pay it.
yeah.
Or Walmart. But, I mean, Lanterns who we pay our water bill to.
Auto trash.
Do we have a contract with them?
I don't think
Was
so.
there a
I tried calling the lady today and she didn't answer. So, because she is bugging me right now, she wants me to do a 2-hour training, that's another thing. She wants me to sit up the computer for 2
Taylor,
hours.
give me a second. What do y'all think?
Well, back when it first started, and I was here, Lynn Porter started doing it, Dale Nix was the police chief. They were averaging about $4 a month,
Right.
and they wanted to kill it
We-
then. They didn't like it.
Can I get one of them? No, thank you, no, thank you.
No, nobody liked it at that time, and you're all the way up to $14 to $17 a month.
Right.
And the volume of traffic has increased
We're 20
because
years down the road.
Oil City and Vivian and everybody else has
Right.
shut down. So there's that much more traffic coming
Right.
in, stopping the clerk, the water clerk, whoever,
Thank you, dear.
having to process, I worry about the ones in town that, the older people that can't get out, they're terrified to go to Shreveport.
Well, they don't have to go to Freeport, they gotta go to West or Walmart.
Yeah. That would be my only concern. Is it making money? No. Is it costing the town more than what the town gets from it? Yes,
Absolutely.
it is.
All right, so you're for getting rid of it.
Yeah, I would have got rid of it a long time ago. There's no
You're running for
benefit.
mayor, what's your opinion?
I think that we need to get rid of that.
I'm with you.
Too much.
How about you, Council Lady?
Could you only offer the service to Mooringsport residents and it make a
No,
difference?
it's we're in or we're out.
It's one of those things, either you do everybody or you don't do it.
Yeah,
That would be hard to, know
Profile
who
and
is
break
at
out.
to.
ID, show your
Yeah.
ID. If your address doesn't say Mooringsport, we can't help you.
No, we can't.
We
do
don't
that.
have that choice, so the utilities company set that.
Right.
You can
I
call.
mean, they have some, hardware in that office. They're gonna have to come
You're
in.
either a Bill City Center or you're not.
Anybody else? Was you through?
With all these utility companies, you can call and make a payment over your home.
Right.
Yeah.
You can pay it online. You can, I mean,
You
there's-
can pay it faster from your home than it would take you to come up to town hall and pay.
The only thing is, and this is what really, the reason I stayed with it, the elders of the community. They don't use their phones like you guys. I don't use my phone like you guys. But the elders, and that's what I worry about too, Dennis.
Maybe give a little bit of heads up if possible.
I've been in your office, you're sharp enough trying to get you to get me back to Google. You understand what the problem is.
Yeah.
For those elderly, is there a service the library could offer to help them? If we had to turn them away, could we offer the,
We probably
Could the
could,
library
there's
help
something we
out?
could probably talk to them about as far as getting online if.
For those that don't
and
have
I'm sure
internet?
they have some kind of debit card or something, that they.
Most of them pay with a check and you can call over the phone and give them a routing and account number, so.
Right. We could help, even if it took that, helping the elders of our community for the first month or two.
Yeah.
And.
Teach
that-
them how to set them up on auto pay or, something.
Yeah.
I mean, they're paying it all the time.
Get it
each
done like
month
that.
anyway.
What do you got, Councilman? You got any input on this? Yes, sir.
So I was just saying, if y'all are 100% agreeable to do away with this, probably the best thing to do is someone to make a motion to amend the agenda and second it to add the item to terminate the agreement with, is it called bill pay?
Yeah.
Check free pay,
Check-free pay?
yeah.
And, it'll be amended to on the agenda, and then we can take it up right now and vote on it to terminate it, if that's what y'all want to do.
I make a motion to amend the agenda.
I'll second.
All in favor?
So Louisiana law does require when there's amendment to the agenda that hasn't been posted within 24 hours, then you have to have so you're getting all this, a public hearing for anyone to make public comments as to whether they, want it amended or not amended. So you need to have a public hearing this time.
Anybody disagree with us amending the agenda tonight?
I don't object to amending it, but I was going to say before all this started, why don't you check with the store over here and see if they might wanna do it, cause that would increase the volume of business in their store. You know, they may go in to pay a bill, but they might buy a candy bar or a Coke or whatever.
Can't we do that post Miranda?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you just, all you gotta do is tell them you're not,
Or after,
yeah.
after we do it.
All you gotta do is tell them you're doing away with it. If y'all want it, here's who you need to call.
I guess the only caveat would be if we have some type of contract with them, that I don't think we do.
No, it's-
All right, what do we do
Yeah,
now?
Tabitha, do you know if we have a contract with them?
I'm not 100%, I don't think so.
I don't think so, and,
No.
and if it's
No,
coming
it's
up
not
for renewal,
tomorrow.
then, because she is hounding me to take a 2-hour
Right.
class on it right now for us to keep the machine, and I'm like, you
Right,
can have the machine.
As far as I know, I think you can just call them and tell them to come get it.
Okay.
right, that's correct.
What do we do now?
Anybody else wanna speak on behalf of amending this agenda? Okay,
So, the motion was made and seconded to amend the agenda, so we can call for a vote.
all in favor?
Okay, so now it's on the agenda, now you need someone to make a motion to actually, terminate the agreement with,
Bill Better.
yeah, whatever it's called, check first, bill
Check
pay?
free.
Check free pay.
I make the motion to terminate the agreement with whoever it
Check
says.
pay free.
Check free pay.
Check pay.
I need a second to that,
I'll second it.
and all in favor?
Aye.
And if we find out we have a contract or something, then I'll talk
It
to
is
Taylor and Mayor about it.
I think I've looked into it, it's a month to month. It's not a written contract.
Did you get all that, Taylor?
All right, and, the only other thing I'd like to talk about is, Sunday, if anyone's available, the Caddo Parish Republican, Women's Association is gonna be having a little speak and greet at Ernest Supper Club at 3 o'clock. I'm gonna be speaking on my platform for mayor next term. If anyone wants to attend, it is a $25 fee. And you do need to call, and if you need a number, you can get with me after the meeting, I'll get you a number. Water department. No, there's police department.
I have a list of things here from.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Did you get a gift today?
Did I get a what?
Gift?
A gift?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, I don't know if I should say anything right now.
Okay,
It's
all
a
right.
it's a big gift. We may,
Okay.
We'll talk about that, yeah.
yeah, the
Okay,
police
all right.
department might be getting a big deal.
There you go.
So, from the 14th of July to, today, we issued 54 tickets, and there were 81 violations out of those 54 tickets issued. We had 9 felony arrests, 4 misdemeanors, 5 drug law violations, and 1 was south of town and 4 were north of town. So they've been really good.
They have done a great job.
Yeah, schools,
Great
opened
job.
up. So they've been busy in the school zones, watching the schools.
And I love the Facebook page. That's great. Good job. I've asked, what is this? Are the grants old business?
Mhm.
Okay, we have applied for another Seawolf grant for 2021 and 25,000 for upgrades to water lines on Elder Street. Still hasn't been awarded. I've got, Representative Danny McCormick looking into that. And Danny, by the way, is up for reelection, and he's been good for our state, in my opinion. So if you will support him, I would greatly appreciate that. We've also applied for another LGAP grant for 2021 for 25,000. And the reason I have our representatives looking into this, people, is we should have been given those grants. Other communities around us receive those grants. And then there's Louisiana law that if you apply for that grant, you get an equal share. All you have to do is apply. And we didn't get ours. And I do not understand it, nor do I like it. because that is money that we could have done, had, and fixed some more sewer and water issues in our community. But we applied for a capital outlay grant of $752,000 to resurface our walking track, add a walking track and sidewalks around town, and put in some parking lots for the festival grounds. And I have had no new update on this, and Danny's looking into all the grants that I'm talking about right now. We've got a library grant fund that place is looking good, is it not? Does not this building right here look a lot better? The outer appearance doesn't, but in here, doesn't this look good? Looks good, doesn't it? Man, I tell you. But we also applied for Seawheel and LGAP grants for the next fiscal year in 2022 and 23 in the amount of $25,000. One is for a 1,150 foot of 4-inch PVC pipe, one road bore and a saddle tap, a 3-way fire hydrant, and one sidewalk bore, and a lockable water faucet. And that would be on our festival grounds. And the LGAP grant would be to refurbish an abandoned water treatment building, and the entire village of Mooringsport will be affected by this project. It'll make everything better. We need that done. Grants that we've received thus far are the LCBDG grant for $303,220 for the upgrades to our sewer pond, a contingency grant from CenterPoint Energy for $2,500, a Seawheel grant of $23,000 for upgrades to water lines on Francis, an LGAP grant of $10,600 to replace the clay pipes with an 8-inch PVC pipe and install a lift station on the corner of Lakeview and Francis, a capital outlay grant of $126,000 that went here to the renovation of Town Hall, a library grant in the amount of $100,000, an LGAP grant in another $20,000 for the parking lot that you see around Town Hall, a public service commission efficiency lighting grant we just was awarded, haven't received, but it is coming, in the amount of $111,411 for lights, Mr. Welch, around the community. We're gonna get them lights.
Good.
We have a public hearing on Ordinance 5 of the Village of Mooringsport and Ordinance of Code Ordinances to adopt Ordinance 5, 2022 to designate a Borowski Funeral Home located at 1107 South Pine Street, Vivian, Louisiana, as the sole provider to open and close all graves in the Memorial Garden Cemetery. Is there anybody here that would like to agree with yes or Mr. Welch?
I want to know if this is legal.
Perfectly legal.
It's perfectly legal.
Okay.
There's a lot of.
Who
Every
controls it?
cemetery in this part of the country does that.
Right.
Okay, who controls the cemetery?
The cemetery committee.
Okay, then the town can't pass an ordinance for that. According to the Louisiana Cemetery Board, the cemetery committee controls it. They make their own rules. The town can't make any rules. You can't pass an ordinance to do this.
Well, they can pass their own rules.
Right. They
They
can.
did already.
But you can't.
And we was bringing it in front of the town just to make sure that everybody was in kosher.
Have you gone before the cemetery board and presented it to them? Because everything I've read from them is like, you're not doing that.
Everybody's doing
Well, I'm opposed to it because if I buy a plot, you don't tell me that I can only use Gorlowski as a funeral home. And there are enough funeral homes in Shreveport that have years and years and years more experience of opening and closing graves. I don't know how Gorlowski became chosen.
it. Because he does an excellent job.
So does every other funeral home.
No, we don't.
Okay, well, I'm not here to argue. I'm telling you I'm opposed to it.
It is a public hearing.
It's up to y'all to vote. If you want to vote to approve it, that's your business. But I will be requesting a copy of the ordinance once it is approved and entered into the official journal. And I will be sending it to the cemetery board and ask them to void it.
Don't we own the cemetery?
We do.
We did.
Yeah, it's a public cemetery.
mean, it's owned by the.
It's owned by the city.
Huh?
It's owned by the Mooringsport
Right. And
Cemetery
then,
Committee, which is owned by the city itself.
well, the cemetery board, I guess we appoint the board members, correct?
Correct. Well, we did long ago, and y'all haven't changed in years, huh? Some could even say decades.
Decades, we put in 2 burials, we put in some new gravel this year, and other than that, there's been nothing changed down there
Yeah.
in 40
It's
years.
talking about
On the-
cemetery board.
I just put their money, that's here in this
Well,
Right.
I mean, they're just an advisory board, they just kind of run the day-to-day
Operation.
operation.
They take care of anything that needs to be done.
Yeah.
And right now,
Have
we're
you
trying to get this done.
personally, according to Mr. Welch, how many board members are there?
There's 7 right now, I believe, if I remember right. It's hard to keep board members.
But they were all for this.
They're all volunteer, every one of us are.
Every one of them for.
And the reason being, you have different cemeteries that send out their grave people to open and close. And they will leave a pile of dirt at the grave. And it's been a common courtesy to take it to our pile over there and put it in our pile so that whenever we need it, wherever, we have it. Our men then, if the grave starts caving in, our crew, our city crew, goes over and fills in. If they leave a pile of dirt out in the middle of a bunch of other people's graves, then when they come to visit their loved ones, they gotta walk through a mud pile or go around a dirt pile, and that's uncalled for when it could have been moved while the graveyard was there. That's happened a number of times with different cemeteries. And so we've gone like Rosemead, Hillside, all the rest of them, they have their own opening and closing people in the store. You have no problems when you have your own.
How hard would it be, let's say I passed and my wife chose funeral home in Shreveport to get Borowski's to come and dig that hole for?
It would be added to your funeral expense, just like it always has been and always will be. The funeral home will take care of that expense. And then they will pay Gloucester's
Direct. Okay.
But they will call them instead of calling
Whoever.
grave digger so-and-so.
Yeah, okay.
And it's just better to have one do it than have a group coming in and out, doing it their way.
Mhm.
Mr. Gloucester will do it our way.
What is his fee, do you know?
I have no idea, but it runs a whole lot better than Forest Park, Kilpatrick, Hillside.
Is it reasonable?
They're all high.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's reasonable.
Yeah.
So I just think it's $300-$600.
Okay.
You are.
$300-$600.
I was telling the truth.
Does anyone else have a comment on this?
Did you say 600?
Yeah.
$300 to $600.
So I can tell you, I used to work for Forest Park, it's 3 times that.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Right. It'll be $1,700 to $1,800 each for opening.
It's 18, 19.
Dig that cheap, it's a
Okay. Mr. William Moore, will you read B for me?
B,
Yes, sir.
Board of Aldermen will consider final adoption of ordinance 5 to designate Velocity's Funeral Home located at 1107 South Pine Street, Division, Louisiana, as the sole proprietor open and close all graves in Memorial Garden Cemetery.
I'm gonna call a vote.
I believe we got
A
about.
motion to,
I will make a motion to adopt this.
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Ordinance is adopted. Mr. Murray Moore, will you read C, please?
Let me do this, if it's all right with you. Let me read it off of here so it's crystal clear of what we're doing.
Okay.
Whereas the Louisiana law requires a custodian of records to respond to the receiving of records request within 72 business hours, it also states a specific date be given when responding to the initial request, which will be given on the Village of Mooringsport letterhead when responding. Be it therefore resolved that any and all persons requesting a public records request shall fill out and complete the form attached hereto, and that the village shall charge a fee in the amount of $1 for copying cost, scanning and faxing any documents that may be subject to a public records request.
Is that $1 total or $1 per page?
That's $1 per page.
Okay.
That's the same fee that the clerk's office in Caddo Parish charges.
Okay. There will be a public hearing prior to the adoption of this ordinance on September the 8th, next month. If you want to speak on behalf of this ordinance, you're welcome to come next month to the town hall meeting located right here at 122 West Clemens Street, Mooring. Mr. William Moore, will you read D, please?
The Board of Aldermen will consider Resolution 18 of 2022 being a resolution to adopt a financial engagement letter engaging the CPA firm of Cook and Moorhart to prepare the village's yearly audit.
I make a motion we adopt resolution number 18
I
of
second that
2022.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Alderman William Moore, will you read E for me?
The Board of Aldermen will consider resolution number 19 of 2022 being a resolution to adopt the engagement letter engaging CPA firm of Cook and Moorhart to prepare the village's financial audit for the statewide agreed upon procedure.
I make the motion that we adopt that.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Alderman Mary Moore, will you read F, please?
The Board of Aldermen will consider resolution number 20 of 2022 being a resolution to authorize the mayor to sign and execute lease agreement with the Caddo Parish School Board concerning community center for a period, that's community center and library, for a period of 99 years at $1 per year. What is not on here is this is payable in one fee.
Yes,
It's
sir.
$99.
Right, for 99
Instead of drag it out.
Is there, okay, I need a motion.
I'll make said motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. William Moore, will you read G, please?
The Board of Aldermen will consider resolution number 21 of 2022 being a resolution authorizing the village clerk, Tabor Trailer, to obtain a debit card for purchasing of items needed for the village of Mooringsport.
I need a motion.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion granted. Mr. Murray Moore, if you have any comments for the constituents?
I do not.
Mr. William Moore, do you have any comments for the constituents?
I've had 2 phone calls about water bills this week, and both of them sound like a misread, or no, I don't know what. One of them was billed last month for just a minimum amount, and then this month was caught up.
That has been taken care of.
Handled.
Yes.
The other one, it just seemed like a misread to me, but I wasn't there, I didn't read the meter and everything, but anyway, I've only had 2 complaints. Just want to bring that to your attention so you can bring it to their attention.
I have we've handled Mr. Chip Reeves, but the other one I'm not aware of, so hopefully we can,
Yeah, I'm not either if you want me to know this.
yeah, if you can let us know, we don't, they haven't called us.
Okay.
I had suggested, last year, I don't know, time flies, that on the 15th of the month, everybody go out and read their water bill, make a note of it.
That's correct.
Compare it to last month's and compare it to their water bill when they get it. That's still a real good idea.
Absolutely, it is.
Do we have a, do we drive by and meters read automatically?
No.
So
We
we,
do.
so,
That's key.
so we have to physically go out there?
Yes.
And read the meters.
Well, we just probably look at that. I know
We
that-
have looked at it, we just don't have the funds.
Right.
We have
Almost
55,000 or
300,000.
65,000. It's not that much, it's about 86,000, we can change them all.
They do have, had a group from Plain Dead come talk to us, Senator did, it was,
Right,
we're very unhappy and bidding with our, with the group that we had. It was kind of crazy. It was, got the meters and it just kind of goes through the internet to the, it's just not working bad, but to have a new one that actually, you know, I'm not a savvy guy like you,
Right.
but it sounds like it's been really good to the point to where, you know,
The ones
the customer can get an
we're
email,
Right.
they can look at any time, see what their water rate is, and I mean, it
That's
is
correct.
really good.
yeah.
At
And
one
the
time,
land-
when I was living up outside of Oil City had gone to this automatic system. I got a water bill over $2,000 just for the sport of it. Difficult to get it straight.
Pros and cons. Pros
Yeah,
and cons.
big time.
I have nothing but to tell you thank you. To see these chambers full is a blessing. To see the moral support of our community coming together, it feels like a community. The youth running for council, thank you. God bless you. And I wish you luck. And the youth in the mayor position as well, Tyler. Congratulations. I hope you do well.
I got
Yes,
one
sir.
more thing I'd like to ask. Have we, for sure, been cutting stone, like that's commercial over there? Okay.
No, sir.
The station?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
looked at it the other day, I mean, on our map, on this map that we have, of course, I think Darren's here, I don't know who else is here, we're gonna talk about having a meeting, but on the map, the town's map, it says commercial.
That's the station though.
You know, it was a
We're the
building,
commercial
it was a
district,
house.
and
It
it
was a
looks like
house.
that property falls within the commercial district, even though it was originally a residential
Home.
home.
And you can have a residential house in a commercial, but if you look at the map, it says commercial, so I don't know.
What I'm getting at is we got a business that's trying to get open in this little district where we don't have any kind of business whatsoever.
Right.
We're not
We
gonna-
can't find out if it's commercial
It-
or
according to
residential.
our
We need to
map-
cut the stone so the man can get his gas turned on.
Well, I'm telling you, according to our map, it's zoned commercial.
That's
So
all.
until someone goes out and files a suit and says,
Right.
we're not commercial, I mean, our opinion, or my opinion is it's commercial.
It's commercial. It's zoned in our community map as commercial
Okay.
property.
Yeah,
It's
I'll-
on the main street.
I haven't gotten any of that stuff back up yet.
Our main commercial district.
Some of them, we need to
At
clean
one time, there was
eliminate
all
it because
commercial.
Well, he tried to get a gas meter the other day, he could
Right.
not get a gas, a commercial meter.
And when he needs a ladder, we'll write him a letter.
That's all I need to know.
Yes, sir.
It used to be the DOC corporate office, and that was commercial.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
my understanding, just about everything in Mooringsport is zoned commercial / residential. You can open a beauty shop down Latimer if you want to. The way everything is
That's why
zoned, you
we're
can do what you
having
want to do.
a Board
Yeah.
appointed, and it's appointed, it's up and running, we've got some minutes and meetings to schedule, but that's all on the way to.
Yeah, we were gonna have a meeting last week, but couldn't because,
Right.
so now that we're fixed up, we're gonna.
Both buildings were under heavy renovation. So without, I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.